Hello everyone and welcome to Not Too Late, the only late night show that still wets the bed. This week we have some pals from IU Game Dev, but before we get to them, let's look at the headlines this week. Making its return to IU's campus this semester is none other than the mumps. IU had to issue a public safety announcement to its students to let them all know that 2 individuals among us tested positive for the mangy mumps. This diagnosis comes as a shock to the anti-vax parents of the 2 students whose healing crystals clearly weren't strong enough. Virgin Galactic concluded its 2nd successful test flight, sending its rocket plane into space last Friday, moving 1 step closer to outer atmosphere space travel for the public. But with a name like Virgin Galactic, I don't think anyone's going to be making it to the 100-mile high club aboard this thing. The Virginia-based brewery Smart Mouth Brewing Company has created a new flavor of beer, Lucky Charms. The company's tagline about the product is that it's magically ridiculous and is apparently brewed with a pound of marshmallows along with its fruity hops. If this beer becomes successful, we can expect to see more cereal-based beers with some equally crazy slogans like Snap, Crackle, Puke, Tricks Aren't for Kids Anymore, and of course Frosted Flakes, they're The IU men's basketball team beat Wisconsin this week in double overtime with the last-second shot made by none other than Romeo Langford. This puts the program at 14-14 for the season. Life imitates art, and just like Romeo and Juliet, our own Romeo is doing his best to save something, a basketball program, but it's already dead. A Tennessee man was jailed on felony charges after appearing to dip his testicles into a container of black bean salsa that a customer had ordered online. The delivery driver allegedly recorded it and posted a video on Facebook saying, "This is what you get when you give an 89-cent tip for an almost 30-minute drive." After the arrest, the man tried to defend himself by saying, "I was just trying to help. The salsa was just looking a little light on the beans." So now this semester we're going to start auditioning some co-hosts for when I eventually have to leave. So without further ado, our first auditionee is my good friend Graham. Let's welcome him up to give his first monologue. Take it away, Graham.
Thank you, Tucker. Hello, everyone. Hello. Now, as I'm sure some of you already know, Josh Peck will be performing tomorrow night at the IU Auditorium. And personally, I am very jazzed for Josh to be here. See, when I was growing up, Drake and Josh was my jam. I was a ride or die fan. 4 seasons, 57 episodes, 2 movies, every caper, shenanigan, escapade. I was there. And by my side, as we giggled along to the laugh tracks, was my own stepbrother, Cameron. Now, even though we didn't have a beautiful sitcom-style house in San Diego, and we were raised by 2 conservative lesbians, we still really identified with Drake and Josh. We too had distinctly different personalities that would occasionally clash, resulting in wacky situational comedy. And at the end of the day, we would always resolve our differences, which would further strengthen our relationship until the next episode. Next day. So the obvious next question that I'm sure none of you are asking is which one of us was Drake and which was Josh? Now, I'm talking about the season 1 classic hot bad boy and this chubby nerd dynamic. Now, as a pre-pubescent tween, I thought I had Drake on lock. You know, charming, confident, handsome. It was no question. Until one day, my world got turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right, wait, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong sitcom. Anyway, I was at home one Friday night watching Drake and Josh, back at it again with their crazy antics, a big bowl of Cheetos firmly nestled in my lap, and raspberry sweet tea by my side. And I was alone that night because Cameron was off on a date, doing whatever it is kids that age did on dates. You know, play Nintendogs and race scooters barefoot through the streets. I don't know. Anyway, the commercial break came, and my fingers could feel the bottom of the bowl, which obviously meant it was time for more Cheetos. I struggled out of my deep sofa pocket and headed towards the kitchen when suddenly I caught an unfortunate glance in the mirror, which just so happened to be hanging right next to a photo of Cameron as he stood in athletic triumph on the basketball court. And as I looked back and forth between the two, you know, Cameron, a top physical specimen, me, Cheeto dust somehow caked between the folds in my neck. I came to a startling realization. It hit me harder than the spice from a Peruvian puff pepper. Okay, we got some fans. Thank you. Yes. Gee, I was worried about that one. Anyway, the illusion was completely shattered. I was, in fact, a total Josh. It was a crushing blow. But hey, look at Josh now. He's doing vlogs for high schoolers, and he was in 4 Ice Age movies, so I'd say he's doing all right. Look, is this a perfect comparison? No. Is Cameron still as successful as ever, studying to become a doctor and running cross-country at a collegiate level? Yes. Does it get cold living under his enormous shadow? Constantly. But if there is one silver lining in this whole mess of a story, it's that Josh, Cameron, myself, and all of you are probably doing better than Drake Bell. I mean, Jesus, the guy looks like he sells remote control cars at a kiosk in the mall. So even if you're a Josh like me, just be happy that you're not a Drake. Thank you. Thank you. So before we get to our guests, we have a package from our field team. So let's check it out.
Sebastian on the street. Sebastian on the street.
Thank you. Welcome back to Not Too Late. I'm here with IU Game Dev, or some members of IU Game Dev. Welcome to the show. So first off, introduce yourselves. Tell us what all you do.
So my name is Dakota Erickson. I'm the lead designer on a game called Slug Slasher.
Nice.
I'm Devin McClure, and I'm one of the officers for the Tech Special Interest Group at Game Dev at IU.
Hello, my name is Chris Sawyer, and I'm the CEO of NetCycle Studios and a officer at GD at IU.
Awesome. All right, so first off, tell us about some of the games you produced. I know you've been mostly working on Slug Slasher, but both of you can also tell us what you've been working on. Just let us know.
Yeah, so Slug Slasher is it's an indie game that actually started in this studio, in Studio 5.
Really? How did it start in Studio 5?
Yeah, so it started in a club called Hoosier Games. Hoosier Games predated GDIU, Game Dev at IU, which is the current club. And it actually predated the entire game design program here at IU. And we met in this studio. So that's where the game started. You play as a chef running around defending the world against an onslaught of giant evil slugs, and you have a bucket of salt. That's your weapon. That's your weapon, is a bucket of salt.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, and then what about you two? What games do you work on games, or what do you do with the club?
I'm currently not working on any big game projects, but for the club, I help people understand different topics in game dev technology, like programming and understanding game engines and stuff like that. It's pretty fun teaching people about all kinds of topics they might not even know exist.
Awesome, and then yourself?
Yeah, my most successful games have been a superhero roleplay type game. It's been played around 100 million times across the entire trilogy.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah, Superhero Life. Yeah, basically the whole idea is you make your own superhero, then go around finding bugs for me to fix.
That's awesome.
That's the life.
Yep.
So what got all of you into video games? I know pretty much everybody who's super into video games has some form of origin story. For example, my first time playing a video game was getting my hair cut. We had a haircut place where they'd put you in these little fire trucks to sit in, and then they'd give you something to keep your attention. Well, they're giving you hair. Have you had that same experience?
I went to that, yeah.
Really? So what?
I wish I had that experience.
Called
Same.
Cookie Cutters?
Mine was not called Cookie Cutters.
Okay,
It
mine
was.
was called Cookie Cutters. I played Mario Kart, and I was so bad at it.
Mine was Zoomies, and I played Mario Sunshine.
Okay.
Really?
Mario.
So what got all of you into video games?
Into video game development, or just playing games, or?
What's your origin story?
What's
Just give it
our
all.
origin story? Oh man. Honestly, I honestly can't even remember. I've been playing games for as long as I can remember. It's kind of just became my life. I never really knew what I wanted to do when I grew up, and then I found out, I'm a townie, and I found out, hey, IU has this new game design program, and it just kind of clicked. I was like, that's what I'm gonna do with my life. That's exactly what it is. I don't really know anything other than games, honestly.
Awesome.
Did you have like a first game that you put your hands on the controller?
That I can remember. I honestly don't remember the name of it, but it was some PS1 game. PlayStation 1, you were like RC cars driving on like the highway, like racing each other. I honestly don't remember the name of it. That's like, I was probably like 3 or 4 years old when I played it. Like, no idea anything more than that. If someone knows, like, I can like relive like my origin story.
I look out in the audience and I'm not sure if any of them would know.
Yeah. Anyone? No.
Do you play video games?
Yeah.
Anybody?
All right. What about you? What's your origin?
Kind of like the same thing. I don't remember a moment in my life where I have not been playing video games. My dad did tell me that like when I was like 1 and 2, he would just have me in his lap while he was like playing his PS1 in his apartment with my mom. So it's just kind of like just always been a part of my life. And then I said I like computers and stuff like that.
Might as well get a career in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been told that my introduction to video games was because when I was a little kid, like 5'9".
Wait, was that a height joke or an age range?
Both.
I was an early bird, and so instead of waking up my parents, they're like, "How about we just get them like a jump start racing game or something, and let that take up most of his morning." And then when I got older, once I started loving video games, like, okay, not enough, too many video games.
It did the parenting forum up until they were like, all right.
No.
So nobody got a haircut? Nobody got a video game haircut?
That sounds awesome. Like,
I've never heard of that before.
I would do
you
that
got a video
today.
game haircut?
Oh, for sure. But not because, like, it was because I was a trouble, like, this kid, we can't cut his hair without him throwing a fit. So they put me in front, and I was still like bawling while, that's probably why I was so bad at the game. It's like I couldn't see through.
You're crying your eyes out while playing some Mario Kart?
Face,
Oh my
through the
gosh.
tears. Yeah, it was a mess.
That's awesome.
I totally got that.
What's your favorite part about being in the club working on video games? Like, why is it so important to you?
Yeah, this is something that I've really thought about, especially lately, and I think it's really come down to, I think everyone really deserves to have some form to escape, some way to escape the stress that they feel, and games are such a perfect way to do that. You can escape into a different world, and when people play games that I've made and they just have this moment of like fun and excitement, and you can see them kind of escape and relax. Especially little kids, like having a little kid play it and like the joy on their face, like that's why I really make games. I think it's just incredible.
That's awesome.
Me and myself, I guess. Gee, I don't know. I just like making cool things. Like I like just tinkering around with stuff, seeing what kind of like weird effects I can get when I'm like coding, see what kind of cool systems I can make for the players to mess around with, or just myself. I just like to tinker with things.
You can see it, programmer, designer. Two very different disciplines here. Very different disciplines.
And then what about you?
So when I came here, I really wanted to work with actual industry stuff. I wanted to talk about like marketing trends and monetization, all that fun stuff they need to make sure your studio doesn't fall apart within a week.
The more business side?
Yeah.
So yeah, this semester I started the video game industry SIG, and where we talk about all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. So how do people get involved with IU Game Dev? And what would you recommend? How do they reach out to you? How do they find you? Do you have Facebook groups or anything?
So we have a website. It's just gdiu.org. That's completely, it has all of our schedule for all the different special interest groups that cover all the different disciplines. So if you're an artist, if you really like making music for games and you're interested in that, sound effects, design, I lead the design SIG, tech, I'm missing industry.
Narrative.
Narrative, yeah, writing for video games. We have like 6 or 7 at this point. I always forget it.
It's 6.
A couple. It's so easy. Yeah, 6, whatever. It's so easy to get into it. It really is just, if you just show up to the events that we have, we really make them to where anyone can just jump into it. We have people that come over from Jacobs, from the informatics school, that are just like, I love video games and I want to make, parts of video games. I want to work on a video game, and they jump right into it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All All right, so before we get to our game, we have another field segment to show you, but we'll be right back.
Number 1, what do you know about Kelly? Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Grace from Not Too Late. I've been a student at IU for a while now, and I've come to learn a lot. But there's still one thing that I don't really understand. Kelly. What exactly did they learn in Kelly? What exactly is I-Core? And what do finance majors even do? I figure I can't be alone in this, so I've decided to investigate. Today, we'll be asking Kelly students not only to Kelly-splain these topics, but to Kelly-laborate. Kelly-laborate. Number 1, what do you know about Kelly?
That's a loaded question. Like, what type of answer are you looking for?
That's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
What have you learned at Kelly?
Public speaking, actually, because it takes a lot of courage to go to like office hours and all that if like you're trying to find help for classes that you're struggling in.
So what are you majoring in?
Finance and entrepreneurship.
Finance.
I'm a finance major.
Finance, accounting. I'm actually minoring in economics.
Cool. Okay, so what exactly is finance?
What exactly is finance? A lot of numbers.
So what do the numbers do? Like, what do you use it for?
Well, I'm still a freshman, so I haven't taken that many classes, but right now I'm thinking about doing the IBW. So looking at stocks and how that kind of like plays in.
Honestly, I kind of get finance and accounting a little bit mixed up because I haven't taken a finance course yet. Right now I'm in financial accounting, so I'm trying to like figure out the difference between the two. I just knew that I didn't really like accounting that much. I didn't really like the balance sheet and like all that stuff.
What are you looking to learn? What do you want to gain from Kelly?
Wait, can I actually not do this? I feel like I'm like struggling. You're like asking what Kelly is, and I'm like, crap. Like I like couldn't tell you.
So we've been out here for about 2.5 hours now. I've got a psych test to fail in about 15 minutes. I think we're gonna call it quits. We've had a lot of interviews. We've had even more interviews denied or taken back. So I don't really think that I know much more about Kelly than I did before, but on the bright side, I don't think that the Kelly students know much more than I do. So back to you, 201.
Thank you. Woo. Welcome back to Not Too Late. Now we're going to play a little game called On the Other Hand. It's extremely convoluted and crazy, but where with one hand, we will be playing the IU Game Devs game Slug Slasher, but with the other hand, we will be playing Pictionary with you, the audience. After 30 seconds of drawing, you will be guessing, and our co-host Graham will determine who got the closest, and then give out points. So now we're going to start this level. I'm going to read mine, and now I'm going to draw it while trying to complete this. Did you just use one of our smoke bomb things? No. All right.
It's called a salt bomb.
It's a salt bomb. It's a salt shaker.
All right, so start the timer.
All right, and go.
All right. How am I going to draw
Where's
this?
the jump?
Go.
Better hit it.
Yeah, you all feel free
Yep.
to
We're out of
guess
salt.
during.
Yeah, okay. This is so hard.
Oh, they got to.
I don't know which to
Take
watch,
that.
the game or the, like they're both so.
Do I have to watch something?
What is
I can't even.
Crazy.
You guys are about to die.
Oh, what is that thing? That's a big boy slug.
All right.
Good try.
All right.
Let's see. We got any guesses? Any guesses here in the audience?
Any guesses? What do you got?
Any?
It's pretty easy. Once you hear it. What?
Oh, integrity GPA.
My GPA. That is not a number.
Well, there
but it's
are a
still
lot
bad.
of zeros in here.
It's so
you're not
obvious.
far
This
off.
is easy.
Is it?
Okay, we know.
Is it easy?
No guesses.
This is the Steve Harvey moment.
Babysitter.
Babysitter.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Of course.
See the baby?
Can I get a refill?
No.
All right. So now you and I are going to switch, and you're going to draw yours.
The slugs are completely taking over, by the way. This
Yeah.
is just
All right.
Yeah, this is getting
Yeah, there's
harder.
a lot
All
of
right.
nightmare.
So you're gonna have to move and draw.
Ah, yeah. That.
That
No
big
problem.
slug is scaring me a little bit.
All right, ready?
All right. Oh wait, let's
Oh yeah.
Other slugs.
All right. You ready?
You're gonna play with your right hand and draw with your left.
Oh, well, it's just the.
Aren't you right-handed? Hey, do you know what? Let's just go.
I don't think it'll matter.
3, 2,
Let's go, Chris.
All right.
And start.
Start moving.
All right,
Go to the right. Go to the right.
You can't look.
You can't look.
Are you drawing your thing?
He hasn't even started.
You got to draw.
And
Let's
just
see.
hope
You
the
said you
chef-
could do it.
I just
live.
forgot what it was for a second,
We have
okay?
about half your time.
Yeah, you're almost out of time. All right, I don't want to die, so I'm gonna try to keep it. Nope, you're going the wrong way.
It feels pretty clear to me.
Nope. Okay, go the other. We're going the other. We're going the wrong way.
You guys are gonna die.
No, we're not. I'll
Oh,
make
is
sure.
that- is
Keep
that
going right
right?
now.
Oh! And time. Wow.
All right.
Beautiful. Any
That is-
guesses? Any
Beautiful.
guesses from our
all the way to the
audience?
First try.
Elephant?
Elephant.
That's don't believe so.
Anteater. We're going animals.
All right, what was it?
It was animal cracker genocide.
Again?
Animals.
You know what?
That's fair.
Winner right here. Yeah. Winner. Go, Chris.
All
We
right,
got
now you can
animals.
switch back. We'll bring another
right,
one of you
Devlin.
out here.
All right.
Going reverse
Cracker
difficult.
genocide
Oh, no.
thing.
Yeah,
we're going
is debatable.
reverse difficult.
But
All right.
All right. Do you know how to play this
Yes,
game?
I know how to play this
Okay,
game.
thank
Oh
you.
my God,
Thankfully,
he was
we
very
got somebody who
aggressive
can play. All right. All right. Yep, we got it right.
Can they get to the
Oh,
first
thank you.
checkpoint? That's the question.
my
All right.
job, you know? Why am I up here? Okay.
You got that?
Good job, man.
All right.
We good?
Game's fun. I
This
wish I
one.
could play
I
with two
think I'm gonna nail
Oh,
it.
all right. He feels pretty confident. Okay.
Wait, let me read it again. Never mind. No. We'll be fine. All right, ready?
Part of the charm. And go.
Probably less strong than.
All right, so we
Oh, he's just running through it.
He just movement is Tucker's. He doesn't care where he's going. He just knows he's going.
All right, you're gonna hit problems when you get to the platform.
It's all right.
Jump.
I got this.
Okay, I see two.
Whoa.
Why is that particle stuck?
You're assaulting
Two
them.
something.
Wait, you gotta go. You gotta
Sticks
go
coming
up.
down. Any
Gotta go up,
alien?
gotta go up.
Maybe.
No, you didn't touch it.
Maybe close.
There we go.
4.
Oh man,
3.
they got
We
it.
got this. We can keep
Guesses?
going. Keep going.
Okay.
It has a
time.
mustache.
All right. So
Okay, that's really good.
Dangerous of them
And
all.
I'm gonna
Wait,
be honest.
jump.
I know what this is. Not bad for what he's doing right now. Rain.
Rainforest. Look,
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Slug?
read it. Okay.
Yes, yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, they just guessed one of the words.
What was the
Wait a
guess?
minute.
It's very slug-like.
I don't want to guess. It's for him. They didn't
Oh,
hear me.
so you want to win
We
now?
do not-
Yeah, I want to win.
Going
You
for the
all
gold.
are, like,
Slug
help.
Slasher.
Close, Tucker.
Slug Party.
Slug Party. See,
Every Slug Slasher game.
That's
is
a
slug
disco
party.
ball. I can see how that one's confusing.
Yeah.
I thought that was a third eye coming out. I
Because
was a
that's
little
not a
confused.
third eye.
I just got slug stuff.
Anybody seen
kind of
Flushed
party is
Away? That's where my reference on slugs is. They sing like Aretha Franklin.
Now, Tucker,
or
which
whatever
one's
they sing.
easier to play, right or
I
left?
don't know. Yeah.
Slugs.
know.
Bless.
It's really
It's
hard
a very
regardless of who my
underrated
partner
movie.
is.
We should probably. I should probably race this.
Once again.
Okay.
Wait.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Ready?
Devlin.
3, 2, 1, go.
You gotta move us.
I'm trying.
Whoa, it looks just like it.
I know I'm not making this right, and I don't like
He's just
it.
saying he
I
has to
love that
pee.
one of the slugs has a mustache. That's great.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So many.
You're not moving us.
Uh-oh.
Use a bomb or something.
Gotta move on,
Okay,
man.
we got
All right.
any guesses
A baseball team?
Yeah, it's the Sluggers.
here? Any guesses? Okay, I
Maybe
hear
try hugging
car
these
and
slugs.
treasure.
I don't got.
I guess that's.
Go left.
Oh,
Go left.
So, okay, interesting.
Whoa.
All right, time
All right,
is
I'll
up.
finish this up
Any
really quick.
final
car
guesses you guys?
I'm gonna finish this one up here.
No clue. We're just
Like one of those like
Flintstones
why you
as
should wear
close
a
as we're
seatbelt.
getting. 'Cause I don't think that's it.
Sonic drive-through.
Sonic,
The Sonic.
like Sonic.
Where's
Drive
the pee coming?
I don't
Not
know.
like the
I'm
hedgehog
trying to make like the
ordering
Sonic
fries.
logo thing.
Like
The best you got was the paragraph symbol?
Okay, you know what? I
He
did
tried.
hear slug, so I'm giving this one to Tucker.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Nice try.
Time
bud.
for the
Nice
last
try.
round.
Good try, Devlin.
Trade.
All right, I'm playing my own game.
Why did you make these so hard?
That's a really good question.
Because I'm
right.
evil. That's
I only get
All right,
this.
so
I guess-
give me.
All right.
Let me get my marker ready.
Oh,
All
finally
right.
someone's using the bomb.
All right, you gotta push up. All right.
I was trying to use
Gotta push
okay.
up.
3, 2, 1. Go!
All right, so we have.
Watch their sodium levels.
We got it. Nope,
Oh,
no, we're going off.
No, wait, please. Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
You're so close
Okay,
to dying.
just hold up.
We also the guy who
Left.
made the game playing right now, so he should.
Okay, there we go. Nope.
Have some sort
We're
of
trying.
Any guesses
Nope.
right now.
Those
Got
slugs
any
are so
guesses at
salty.
all?
and
We're going into a wall.
I heard the
He
sun.
just changed directions.
The sun is
Since
up
you were allowed to
here.
make these kinds
Some
of
sort of
puns.
sunny thing
Nope.
or atmosphere.
They'll just be bleeping them out like this was too
No.
offensive.
No, we're going backwards.
I love what you're thinking.
No.
Okay, time is up.
Time is up.
And
Wait.
still alive.
Oh,
Graveyard.
What?
Cemetery.
What even is that?
I don't.
it's like, is that kanji?
Is it connected?
Okay, I'm not quite getting it, Tucker. I heard sun, which I think we're on
It's like
to something
cuneiform.
closer.
Jimmy Buffett's Tea Party.
Jimmy Buffett's Tea
not
Party.
it. I think I got this one. It shouldn't
Okay,
be too
I brought
bad.
the disco ball
Very
back from last
abstract.
time. We had a bunch of teas.
Okay,
I
I
don't know
can see
Jimmy
it.
Buffett.
Tea Party in
I don't know how I could
Paradise.
draw
Waste
him
my
looking
time.
at it.
You could have drawn like a guitar.
Nah, the teas, Tea Party.
You should have drawn like a cheeseburger.
All right, so I'm not allowed to look, right?
Yeah, you can't look.
I can't look.
And you still have to
Or like
play.
a very
I
nice.
still have to- well, I mean,
like
you
a
just went
British
left and right,
cheeseburger
right?
Jimmy
And it
Buffett.
worked.
Where's my marker?
Same.
All
Well,
right.
hold on, let me uncap this.
And I just
Alright.
like drink margaritas.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
Is that-
Am I? Okay, hold on. Let
Forced
me.
drink margaritas.
All
Okay,
right.
Don't look.
and
You can't look.
go.
Hey, stop that.
Go up.
That's true.
I'm holding up. Anything? No.
Thank you. All right, left.
Come on.
Okay,
I'm gonna
any
try again.
guesses?
Go left.
I
Go
have
left.
no idea what that thing is.
Yeah! Baseball!
Family.
Wait, what?
Ended
Baseball!
with number one,
Yeah.
but a clear winner right
How come I got
here.
winner? You got baseball.
Congratulations to IU
got the
Game Dev
easy
for
one.
I
winning.
got the easy one.
Yeah, that was.
Thank you.
That was the easiest
Yeah.
one.
Against mom there. We got one and she got
That,
You're his mother?
yeah, okay.
All right.
In total, looks like it was the game dev.
Congratulations to
What's
Game
up?
Dev. Good stuff. All right, so I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to give a huge thanks to IU Game Dev. Thank you to Graham for co-hosting for his first time ever. He did great.
Thank you. Thank you all.
All right, so if you guys want to plug anything, you said you have a Twitter to plug.
Yeah, so we have a Twitter page. It's at Slug Slasher. You can find all of our info there. There's also a Twitter for the guy who did all of our music for this game. His name is Will Savino. I think it's just at Will Savino. And I'll plug one other thing. One guy on our team, he's the producer of our team, and he came up with the whole idea. He's actually launching a different game today, and their launch party is over at the Cade Bar, the barcade thing. It's from like 5 to 8, so you can show up there and hang out and see what other people are working on.
They're giving away codes for the game too as well, so if you know anybody who wants a new game, you can potentially win one.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ryan.
Head into
right.
the cave.
Did you say what the game was?
The
say
game's
what the game
called, the game's called Rolossus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made part of the game design program here at IU.
Did you say his name?
Ryan Reski, and then the other member of our team is Rajan Shankar.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so thank you again for coming out, and tune in next time where Jesse Eisenberg and we're going to go to Dave & Buster's. It'll be fun. And don't forget, it's not too late to tell your mother you love her. See ya.
Mom! Love you!
Thank you for watching another great episode of Not Too Late. If you want to see a past episode, click right here. If you want to subscribe, click here. If you want to check out our Twitter, click here. If you'd like to illegally download Transformers 2 Dark of the Moon, that's right here. If you'd like to see if you could save money by switching to Geico, that'll be below the video. If you want to invest in Bitcoin for any reason, click right above my head.